Oh, that's the
kind of acronym or something.
There's so many of those.
Yeah, the fourth grade team's well. We're gonna get pummeled. Yeah, here, you go here.
Ronnie asked me about
Good, how are you?
Good.
Are you stressing a little bit? I'm trying to figure out. I know.
Yeah.
How? I know. Just
Lebanon come down Sunday.
I thought he had two seconds.
Also, no school classes.
Oh, is it?
I don't know.
Hamburg coming up.
I guess that. I didn't even go through it all, so I didn't even make notes.
Because I had to carry my stuff.
Stop. You need to stop. You got people's behind.
This is the first time I've been to one of these where you can
There's
switch around
not,
like this.
I didn't know where. So this is like, this goal is not
You know, and then honestly, so they go.
going into their 14th year kind of thing. That this is a 13, 14 year, I haven't even discussed yet.
Hoping he was cute. All right.
Well, I can tell you.
I did, because I'm mental. My life is flawed. My boys don't have children or anything, so. My one started to date someone finally. Yes, she has 2 little children, so I'm looking forward to them getting more sleep so that I can get my hands on them. That's what I said. You're welcome to start. My mom said, I didn't know how you feel about that. I said, it's not my business. And I don't care how I get them, just what I get.
All right, so this is the Human Relations Committee. There are
That hurts my head.
seven items up for discussion here. Yep. So, okay, so number one, if you look there,
Oh, I thought maybe she was writing her up for something.
Number one, we're talking about professional substitutes, hiring professional substitutes.
Do we need to get Amy and Rachel?
Rachel's
I'm
here?
here.
Oh, where's it? I don't know. Amy's down.
I don't know where Amy got to.
yeah,
But
she's
we can
good.
move
She
on.
said,
we can go back.
Board representation and admin, we're good.
You have a good holiday?
Sorry.
Pardon?
Did you have a good holiday?
I did, it was nice, yeah, uneventful.
so the substitutes, we think that's all
How about
consensus.
you?
Typically consent.
Never had a bad one.
Good.
Item number 2,
Consensus. Are we having public discussion before, after? How are you running this, Nate? Just so that I know, so I'm not perceived as being rude.
Comment's number 8, right?
Yeah.
I just wasn't sure, like,
so just, yeah.
okay, so you're,
So once we get to the end, whichever ones of these you want to,
so you're putting consensus on everything before we have a discussion on it?
This discussion, it's between board and admin, that's what makes those decisions, but it doesn't mean you can't bring it up at the point of, if you want to discuss any of those things that we brought up going forward, okay?
Okay.
so number 2,
You get it, just like we don't want to classified substitute.
and I believe that would be consent. Consent.
Number 3 is leave requests.
I think that can be consensus too.
There was information these are approved by myself and Emily and from the HR office just to make sure we're compliant, so the leave requests are coming through. HR policies.
Number 4, resignations.
Consensus, I think. If there's nothing to discuss.
Yeah, if there's nothing there, that's fine. Discussion.
Number 5, following employments.
Same thing. Now, number 2, is that Charity Stoller Finken, or is that somebody different?
I'm sorry, say that again, Rachel.
Is that, and number 2, just out of curiosity, is that Charity Finken or Charity Stoller?
Same person.
It's the same
one and the
person.
same person, okay.
teacher here.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
She goes by, does she go by both names?
Yeah, at the bottom, it's both, she has both names.
Yeah.
Right, that's why I was curious, is it the same person or is it a different person?
No, it's the same person.
She's going by the other name.
So before that,
She was Stoller first, and then she was Finken.
but before that, she was a teacher in,
She is a teacher.
She is
now.
currently a teacher.
She's going back to her other name, she said.
oh, after
School,
okay.
right. So she is one of our teachers now.
That's not after school. Homebound is not after school,
Well,
Outside of school.
outside of school.
but during traditional school hours.
It actually varies, I mean, it depends. Could be either, based on the need, based
Are
on
they
the
given-
cost. Like, I don't know the specifics, this is a high school situation, but, when I worked for the IU, we had homebound, and the way they worked it out with the teachers in some of those scenarios where it was after school hours, a teacher would go and be paid. by the home parent. So, I mean, I think every situation's different.
How's it done here?
Well, I'll tell you right now, since we're talking about NM, we're talking about NM2, correct?
Yes.
Still?
Yeah.
What we'll do is we'll pull that one out for discussion. I need to see who we're talking about, what it is. I understand homebound comes through medical reasons, through approval.
Yeah.
I'm not familiar with this right now, for a distinct certain amount of period of time. Now, there could be exceptions. I mean, there could be a reason why a student could be here, maybe a partial day, gets during a school day. I don't know the circumstances of this, so I don't want to prove something I don't know about.
Now, is this
Check out.
for my daughter? Is this her, would this be hers?
I don't know, that's what I'm saying, that's why I'm. pulling
Okay,
it.
yeah.
Yeah, I was speaking very broadly. I don't know who it.
Yeah, I'm just hoping it's not after school. I have a house of 9 kids, that is not gonna work for my daughter.
I guess my question was mostly, she's still teaching the normal.
Well, that's what I was gonna ask. How do we do homebound?
Yeah, no,
Are
what I'm
they
gonna
given-
say, for traditional homebound, for somebody's not taking school, it is after school hours. That is standard practice. Because we have to, get a certified teacher who are typically working during the school day. So, now if you were talking about, we have a meeting tomorrow, we'll talk about it tomorrow specifically, that's if, now Chance will confirm that.
Yeah.
And then let's talk tomorrow since
That
we're
works.
meeting. How's
Yeah,
that sound?
that's perfect.
Okay,
So 2 is getting
so we're
pulled?
gonna pull that item. At
For
least pull it for
discussion or
discussion
pull?
right now, because we'll have time to talk. I'll talk with Pat, we'll have consent, we'll have that as a discussion. We'll get it clarified, we can put it back on as consent.
Okay. Fresh meat in my house after school, my kids are gonna go crazy. Just saying.
Well,
Can you meet in the library or
Is
something?
that-
it's a voting and available to teachers.
Yeah, it's okay, we'll figure
I
it
mean,
out.
Matthews Public Library or something.
Yeah, and that's happened, I mean, we do stuff, there's things like we can do another location, neutral
Okay.
location, library, that's what they have to happen, if that works better for you.
That might be working.
Yeah, but let's just double check.
Okay.
Okay?
Can you explain number 5, Mr. Scosia?
I can.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Lori was originally slated by the board to start on January 4th. She became available earlier than that, so we wanted to get her in the classroom as soon as possible. We were filling that position with a day-to-day substitute, so that allowed us to get a full-time person into the classroom sooner.
So we get a permanent person, or better, obviously.
So other than number
So
2,
that's
it's
all consent except for item 2. Pat's here.
okay, number 6. Approve the following as mentors. Number 1 and 2.
This is regular process, we have to move higher, so we assign mentors to new staff.
Sounds like consent.
And same with number
Number
7.
7, and then is staff and management, it's per contract, an agreement.
Who double checks all of that?
Both of them do a job.
Which is,
Well, I'm sorry, we don't have any jobs, our business office, many jobs.
Are you asking who confirms
yeah, like they actually.
the transcript is
Yeah.
submitted before they appear here and submitted through Pat?
Transcripts, yes. In a dream world.
We're good.
So 7's consent,
That's consent also.
and then number 8, public comment for any of these 7 bulleted points you'd like to discuss.
Could we discuss, does it have to be one of these bulleted things? Or can it be related to hiring practices and things? Because I do have a question.
Go ahead, let's.
Okay. I'd like to know how aggressively the district is seeking help. Is it just always in the Viking Voice, or are they really aggressively, actively seeking help? Because we need help in almost every area.
You mean substitutes?
Yes, substitutes, yes. We need help. Custodial staff is short, secretarial staff, for substitutes is short. Classified is, everybody is short. So,
I think it's that.
what is the advertisement effort?
Just post it on the website.
Postings, do we actually put in the paper for all positions? We use the websites for professional positions like PA
It's not on
Read.
Reed. It's not
Or,
on
I'm
Reed.
sorry, educator.net, we're not part
Okay,
of Read.
because it's not
It's
on Reed.
educator.net.
It's on PSBA. Our teaching positions have been on PSBA.
Are you saying for
Well, really,
substitute help, or?
we need help. Like, I know the kitchen needs help. I know our custodians need help for full-time employment. And I know we need lots of substitutes in all areas. So we just need more people,
Oh, yeah, I agree, and that's, part of that issue is,
is
as
the
we'll
low
talk
pay.
about the next, and the low budget, ending fund balances, which we'll be discussing over the next few months. I mean, yes, it'd be great to add much more personnel, and if that can be done, we're definitely looking into it. I just misunderstood you quite, I thought you were asking how we go about trying to get substitutes to come in.
I am.
Yeah. and
I
that
want to know
part-
how you're actively advertising to get help.
Yeah, well, for the substitute part, we're actually discussing for next year also doing the, what do you call it, Mrs. Sell at Lower Dolphin?
ASOP.
Yeah, there's online, like.
I've heard of
Because
that.
we have a pretty good,
But that costs money to get those. And
It
wouldn't it
does.
be better if we would just advertise, which I know costs money too, but probably not as much as buying a
we can't
program?
really advertise when people call in sick. like-
No, but you could have people on call that are on the substitute list.
Yeah.
You
Well,
could have that.
We do have that.
people that do
But
call.
we don't have that, we don't have enough. I mean, do you guys
But
look
no-
at the substitute list and
But
see?
nobody has enough right now. I mean, like, every school district is facing the same thing that we're facing.
But does that mean we don't aggressively make it better?
No, I agree with
know,
that. I agree with that.
That's what I,
Yeah.
Well, right now, we only attack substitutes one way, and that's by calling. And I believe Mr. Scozen said we have a better retention rate for substitutes than most of the other districts around here. We fill, I think we fill like 88% of our
I
subs.
think it might even be more than that, actually,
So
but
most of the other schools aren't even doing that, but we're trying to, we want to even be better. So another way to hopefully be better might be to add the robo stuff where you sign it, like where I work, you sign in on a website and they get you a sub. So maybe if we hit people from 2 different angles, because that's why they think we might have a better right here because of the personal contact. But if we add that along with the
Well,
substitute
because then,
hotline.
as a teacher, you can pick your sub. So
Right.
if you have somebody who has been in your room before,
Yeah.
and your kids have gone crazy cuckoo, then you can be like, nope, and you actually then go in, and you can actually then say how good they were or not good they were. You give them a review right then, and then you get to pick. So it's a little bit different. I've been in a couple different districts, and I can tell you that there are surrounding districts here that have better ways of doing some of the sub stuff. They might not have a huge list, but I think the bigger question is, why do we need the subs? Why is everybody taking days off? Why are we having constant reaction?
That is a problem that is everywhere.
That's what I just said.
As someone that is not a classroom teacher, I'm probably weekly pulled to cover classes. So I think, and I think there's advantages and disadvantages to both. And I think we all need to look at that. I mean, from cafeteria workers, that's something that is contracted out. So that's not something that we would necessarily, we work with the food service company, but that's not necessarily our responsibility in terms of maintenance, I think, again, that is something, there's a lot of turnover, that's something that happens in all districts, it's a difficult position, and it's low paid everywhere. So I think, you know, that's something that all districts are working with, and then the substitute issue, I think, like I said, is something that all districts are working with. Our pay is actually comparable to, and more than, districts that are close by. So, I would definitely say we're median to substitute pay, which is good. I think there are other options, and I know that we had discussed that at Wednesday at our agenda meeting, looking into that from both a budgetary standpoint and also just a management standpoint of what's best and how can we fill. So it definitely is something we're looking into.
So what you're saying then is the way you're advertising to get substitutes and help is not the newspaper, but the website, and you mentioned some initial thing.
Pennsylvania, what's it called?
ASOP.
For the professional
PA
position.
education.
And so we're advertising there, and so that's two places. So where else are we advertising?
PSBA.
Okay, so that's three.
I would not recommend advertising in newspaper. I think that
Why?
that's ineffective and it's very expensive.
Really? Okay.
Especially for substitutes.
And very few people look there
I'll
anymore.
advertise it.
Okay.
Our IU
Okay.
is aware
However,
as
to
well.
follow up, your classified situation is more of a concern. That's an issue we
Yes.
do see, and that's something we can maybe expand out to newspaper for custodial staff, the classified personnel, that kind of thing, can reach out that way, because that's something typical would be PA educator or PA reap anyway, so we can.
And
expand it that
to
way for
speak
the-
to your question, Ms. McCoy, you said about we should be looking into why. I agree with that, but I will also say that part of that reason is because the board voted to use them or lose them now. Like, I had my vacation days saved year after year after year after year. Now, they let me bank what I had, but now I have to take them. Every year I have to take 10 days or more, or I lose them. And I would not take those because I don't need them. I don't go on vacation. And I'm not the only one like that. So if they could revisit that, that might help some of that. That's just speaking from a personal level.
Thank you.
Mr. Miller.
When are we gonna advertise for a new superintendent?
The board is right now looking, as we started the new year, we're starting to look at that process. Tonight we had interviews, looking, our current solicitor as well as two other firms came in. I think once we make a decision on who we will be working with, and the board will sit down and look at this year. Right now, we feel like, with Dr. Bensel's partnership with Ed, that we're able to function moving forward.
Where is Eric? We ain't seen him since what, September? And then I seen him twice, and first time I seen him, he ran across the parking lot when I was getting out of my car.
I think I explained to you last month when you asked me the same question, that we asked Ed to be coming, because if Dr. Bensel did get a position, then,
Yeah, but don't you
the board
gotta
has
make
made-
that public?
Now, let me finish. The board has made the partnership with him and has encouraged him to get, to look for other employment. So as part of that, evenings are a time when interviews can occur, as well as we're not sure the time frame if he did get a position. So we wanted, Ed to be here as a part of that, since he is willing to take on the responsibilities of acting superintendent. So that's why he's here at the board meetings. He is here every day, working and doing his job, so if you come in during the day, you would see.
I ain't never seen him. I
He doesn't
drive
answer
by
any
quite
emails.
often.
He actually, there's an automated message now, if you email
Yeah.
him, you get nothing.
He's not doing anything. I
You're
mean,
getting
we're,
responses.
Oh, no.
we're paying him, and
Yeah,
we're paying him a ton of money, and he ain't doing nothing.
Yeah,
But not Benzel. No.
He's missing.
he's not missing, he's working.
Well, is it true he got granted like immunity or amnesty or something on any lawsuits? I mean, you know, that's what an attorney told me. Okay.
So I'm gonna follow up with a question,
Yeah, go
to
ahead.
Mr. Miller. So, just from a policy standpoint, if you're going to have somebody step into a role, don't you need to announce that publicly?
Publicly.
I'm pretty sure there's a state reg, I'm pretty sure that if he is stepping in as an acting superintendent currently,
He's not acting superintendent right now, Dr. Benzel is our superintendent right now, so he.
so
I said
he's
if he
still
would
on the
become
hook.
acting,
I got a book.
So he's still on the hook for everything that has not transpired, has not happened, and no emails, response, nothing. So he is still responsible for all the policies that require him to
Decision?
make decisions, for the right to knows that require him per policy to make decisions. So he is doing all of those things.
No, he's doing nothing.
He is, and I know that you had some questions, and I did talk to Merrill as well with some of the questions, and we did work through. I'd be more than willing to share a response to Merrill. I know it didn't get into the paper, but I would definitely be willing to share what Eric's responsibilities are and Ed's responsibilities and how we're working together and how Howard's involved in making that be a smooth transition.
Yeah, but it still needs
Yeah, but
announced.
wouldn't that be more beneficial to the district and the rest of the community to understand
There's
what is
rules,
going
you
on?
got to
What is
follow
it
them.
you don't understand?
Okay, so we know what's going on.
Exactly.
So he's sitting and doing whatever he wants and getting a chance to go and do whatever he wants, and I really don't care. But you have personnel taking on responsibilities without giving the public the knowledge of what's going on. So you go to a policy because something is not happening and not transpiring like it's supposed to. After you've already gone to A, B, C, and D and get nowhere, and have to pull a policy out and say, oh, the superintendent is responsible for that. Okay, so now I will go to the superintendent. So I'm not trying to be an ass. What I'm trying to make you guys understand is you're not following the policies. So the community and the parents who have kids in this district have no clue where they're supposed to go and who they're supposed to speak to when they can't get answers from a building principal, from a teacher, when they go up the ladder and they're not getting the responses.
We don't get emails from none of you.
Nothing is being done. And when you go to the guy and you still get nothing, and then you go to the school board and still get nothing, or get responses to, well, that's an administrative piece.
Can you just tell me what number policy you're talking about? Because I'm part of the policy review, so I'd like to know which number policy you're referring to.
Almost every single one of them that has to do with curriculum, procedure, anything that has to do, I can go out into my car and bring my whole entire filing cabinet if you'd like, and I can pull them all out.
If you feel like policy is being violated, we certainly would be willing to look at that with you and have Howard's involvement in that, but I don't think that there's anything specific.
But I think we've already
The
done
right
that.
Well, how about
to knows-
notifying the
The
public?
right to knows are being violated. He's not responding.
I'm not getting all my
to those.
information when I sign a right to know. I signed a right to know asking, I wanted all the right to knows that anyone asked for in the last 2 years.
New curriculum
I didn't
being
get near
provided.
all of them. I had another guy do the same exact right to know. He got a crap more than I got. So why am I being denied that?
There are policies being violated, and I've
want
brought
me to see
every
something,
single
that's why.
one of them to the school board. I've brought them to the
Imagine that.
administration. Like, it's not gonna be turned around to where it is that I'm just making something up. Believe me when I tell you, I have the documentation to prove that policies are not being followed. And I'm asking, he asked about the superintendent. If you are putting somebody else in that position, or if, okay, so if he's responsible, then he's the one who's supposed to be sending out the information. He's the one who's supposed to be going to the state when the state comes in and does all of the audits and everything else that they've been doing in the last 6 months through here. He is also supposed to be that point of contact.
What about adding all these
In a
courses
time of
as you go?
transition,
I mean, come on.
so
That's
things-
not policy.
It's obvious
Right?
things have not been running as one would expect in a normal situation with a superintendent who intends to fulfill their 3 years. But we clearly, I mean, he has resigned, so this is transition, so
Yeah,
in
but you can get rid of
transition,
him for not doing his
things
job.
flux.
Agreed. However, his resignation states he is on board, doing what he is supposed to do. His letter even says how wonderfully challenged he is, that he is so excited to be able to put forth the last couple of months.
Can't talk bad about no
So,
one.
all I'm saying is that in Ed's words, going back and doing past, I could care less about, But the continuation of not following policies is a problem.
I think that the board can take responsibility in saying we have asked Mr. Scotian to respond to things, especially in situations with you. I think that if Dr. Spencer responded, I don't think that it would have the mutual communication. So we have asked Ed to be included in that, and that's part of that.
Okay, so take me and the rest of us out of this. How is the rest of the community supposed to bring an
Because
issue?
what, they come to us and they're like, we need help, we can't get
We
a hold
can't
of
get this
who's the
person or that
superintendent.
person or
This
this
is the
person.
email we're getting back, and it's a blank email that says, he's not answering emails. It is a
I'm out of the office.
I'm out of the office.
Call Pat.
That's what it says.
Yep.
Call Pat.
It definitely does.
Pat needs a raise
So
too.
take us out of
Shit
it.
out. Let's
It
go.
is a transition period and we're working.
I
Getting
can
a little
appreciate
irritated.
that, but take the rest of us out of it, and I'm asking, how is the public supposed to know who they're supposed to contact?
They're not
Do they
supposed
call
to know.
Pat?
I don't know.
They shouldn't have to.
Why should they have to call Pat so
Because
that Pat
Pat-
can go through and
We
do-
email you, you don't respond back.
That's because there's a rule now, only one person's allowed to
And I think
respond.
That's been the
that's
same
all
rule for
part of
last
it.
year.
Send
There
me
is
the
a
rule.
protocol, and first
Now
it
what?
would be classroom teacher to
Yeah,
administration.
absolutely.
I don't follow rules like you don't follow rules.
Well,
Absolutely.
and
been breaking them my
it's
whole
part of
life.
transition on everybody's behalf.
Yeah, anything I'll offer this, I mean, again, I'll put myself, if we have specific instances where something's not being responded, you folks certainly can touch with me. I'll respond.
Wow.
I'm in touch with the administrators, they understand the chain that we have right now, chain of command going on in their district. I can tell you, there's a lot of community members that know who to reach, because I'm feeling those phone calls now. I'm talking
Well, and
about
that's another thing. If he's still here, he should be doing something instead of everything being put on you.
And if there's a policy, a specific policy that's not being followed, instead of saying
801.1.
801.1.
Yes, I did my research, but I'll gladly help you do yours.
801.1.
Yes.
And that is in reference to,
It's 801.1. I don't know what the other information is. You can look it up and figure it out.
How about the curriculum? Adding all these curriculums after the year starts, 5 months into the year.
Well, hopefully that will be corrected.
Is there a
'cause we're not
policy on
adding
that?
new ones.
Probably not, though.
No, there's a procedure. That's that new procedure.
So then I have a question. I know you don't
Made
want to
up.
go backwards.
Let's make the
But
rules
things
up
that
as we
Bensel
go.
didn't handle and the board didn't handle, is that something you're willing to take on and look into?
such as, I mean, no, look, let me draw back, I don't do, let's talk. I don't like to talk in generalities when you say the board didn't handle, he didn't handle.
The Title IX violation,
Title IX, all that should be coming through.
nothing. I didn't even get a response back from
If
nobody.
there's any outlying issues out there, outlying matters that you don't feel have been resolved properly, yes, I'm the point of contact for you.
So we'll be having a lot of meetings.
Yeah. I'm your point of contact with this.
Okay.
Yep. Okay.
great, very good.
Thank you.
So it's okay if I start looking for employees for you guys? Send them your way?
Send them our way.
You got it.
HR office.
You got it. I'm on it.
See you 8 o'clock tomorrow, Mr. Duncan.
Yes.
I'm gonna go down to Temp Force and get a whole crap load of them.
I'm not happy with her, so it's probably not gonna be a very good
That's all right,
conversation.
one discussion, I want to get that cleaned up, we'll get the.
They pulled